A lot of women pray for clarity, confidence, and direction, but they never really hit the real issue. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust your decision making, your voice. You don't trust your spirit. So today we're going to fix that with God at the center. The reason why you second guess everything is because life has taught you not to trust your own voice. If you grew up and you were constantly criticized for everything that you did, you started to learn not to trust you and to care more about what other people thought about you than you cared about yourself. When people gaslight you or ignore your feelings, stop believing in your own intuition. So now you hesitate, you overthink, you're super indecisive because you wait on someone else to validate your decisions. You're not really indecisive though, you're really wounded. But you're a big girl, and it's time for you to put on your big girl drawers now, because people cannot continue to make decisions for your life because they don't know what's best for you. You know what's best for you. You don't think you know what's best for you, but deep down inside, you know what you want, you know what you desire, and you know what's best for you. You see, one of the main things that took my trust away in myself was choosing the wrong men to be with, okay? I was so traumatized when it came to relationships that I was like, you know what? I don't even trust myself. When I got divorced, by the time I was 21 and I was pregnant and I was already a single mom before I even became a mother, that really did something to my ability to make decisions. I no longer trusted myself because how could I choose this bad? You know, when I know better. And I chose this bad, I just didn't trust myself to make decisions anymore. And I also didn't trust that I knew what was right because the people in my life oftentimes made me feel like I was not a good decision maker. And so when it came to making decisions, I was just super indecisive. Or I would call people and I would ask them how they feel and what they think. Another thing that I've learned about self-trust is that it breaks when you continue to abandon yourself for people. When you silence your peace when you silence your truth to keep the peace, you're teaching yourself that you can't trust you. When you ignore red flags, you are teaching yourself that you cannot be trusted. And one of the reasons why you don't trust yourself is because you have been betraying yourself for years. You have been telling yourself that you're going to do one thing and then you turn around and you do another. This is why it is so important that you keep the promises to yourself, because literally your body and your brain stores the things that you say and you do, and it counts it as safe when you do those things, or unsafe or untrustworthy when you don't. And I think like one of the first things that I want you to know, sis, is that you are capable. Yeah, you're capable. I think for a lot of us, we don't trust ourselves because we don't think that we are capable. But you are absolutely capable of making decisions, okay? And I want you to understand that don't be afraid to get it wrong, because we're human and we're not going to always get it right. I feel that for somebody, it's like you won't make a decision and you don't trust yourself because you are so afraid of getting it wrong and then being mad at yourself that you didn't get it right. It's okay to get it wrong and it's okay to be wrong, because you know what? You are human and you aren't perfect and you're not going to get everything right. But what I need you to understand is that you have the ability to bounce back from things. I think the reason why you don't trust yourself as much is because you don't know your own strength. You don't know your own power. And I think you think that if you make a decision and it's the wrong decision that it will impact you negatively, right? So oftentimes you will see this with women in relationships, like they will really like somebody, but they won't pursue the relationship because they don't believe that they can take another heartbreak, right? So they don't trust in their own strength. They don't trust in their own abilities. And this is why it's so important to have a relationship with God, because his strength is the strength that we stand on, right? He gives us the power and the ability to be able to get through situations. But when you depend on your own intelligence, when you depend on your own strength, yes, sometimes you will fall because you're depending on you. But when you stand on something that's higher than you and that's outside of you, you have that confidence and that reassurance that, okay, whatever I go through, God got me. If I fall, he'll pick me up. Okay, if I make it wrong, he will make it right, especially if my heart is in the right place. So you have to learn to rebuild your self-trust by rebuilding your identity, because God doesn't start with confidence. He starts with truth. And one thing about God is he will begin to heal everything on the inside of you. All the wounds that you don't even know or think is there, he will begin to heal all of that, because God wants you to have trust in yourself. He wants you to be confident in you and in your abilities. When you know who you are, decision making becomes easier, because you start to make decisions out of who you know you are and out of pain. As you walk with God, he will begin to strengthen your discernment, okay? So that when it comes to decision making, you choose the best possible outcome for you and you're not just guessing. As you follow his voice, you learn to trust your own. So self-trust is really a byproduct of identity. Once you understand who you are and whose you are, and you understand your position and your role in this life, you will begin to make better decisions concerning your life, concerning your children's life, concerning everybody's life around you that you really love, because you're not making it out of a place of emptiness and not knowing who you are. You're making it out of a place of who you are. When I wake up in the morning, every decision that I make comes out of the place of who I am as a woman. I don't wake up and guess my life. I understand what God has called me to do. I understand what my purpose is. So every day I wake up, I do something that is intended towards getting that purpose completed. And that's another problem, since you are guessing your life because you don't understand what it is that God has called you to truly do. You don't even know why you exist. So you wake up and you do guess the decisions that you make. And of course you lack self-trust because you don't even know why you are. You're just here. You're just guessing. You're just figuring it out. But when you really sit down, when you really cry out to God and you ask him, please show me why I exist. Please heal the wounds on the inside of me. Please help me to learn your voice. Please help me to make the right decisions. Then your life will begin to change because everything begins to become aligned. So when you trust God, you begin to trust the woman that he's created, and that's you. All right. And if you know Runter, hi, my name is Destiny and I am an identity coach, and I help women become so internally secure that the love, the money, the career, the job, the abundance begins to chase them down. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and stick around, subscribe, because I drop videos every day on the channel to help you on your identity, your self-love, your faith, your mindset, your relationship with God, all the good goods. Okay. So go ahead and subscribe and stick around. But I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up here, and I'll see you in the next video.